Crossbar, post, miss, post. That was the penalty shootout that eliminated one of football's most iconic nations from the 2026 FIFA World Cup. And Morocco, once again, were the team who made history. This is the complete story of one of the wildest knockout matches of this entire tournament. Let us break it down. This match took place at Estadio BBVA in Monterrey, Mexico. A round of 32 clash between the 6th and 7th ranked teams in the entire world. Morocco versus the Netherlands. Two genuine football powerhouses. Combined, they represented one of the highest ranked matchups of this entire round. And for 120 minutes, they produced exactly the kind of battle those rankings promised. Let us start with the first half, because Morocco were absolutely the dominant side from the very first whistle. Morocco created the better early chances, with their wide players consistently threatening the Dutch defensive line. Just 20 minutes in, Neil El Ainaoui glanced a header from an Achraf Hakimi corner that looked destined for the net. Netherlands goalkeeper Bart Verbruggen produced a superb reflex save to keep his side level. Moments later, Verbruggen was called into action again, this time tipping a fierce Hakimi strike over the crossbar. Two massive saves, keeping the Netherlands in a match they had barely touched the ball in. The second half began with the Netherlands finding their rhythm for the very first time. They grew into the game gradually, taking more control of possession. And then, in the 72nd minute, came the goal that threatened to end Morocco's World Cup dream. Netherlands coach Ronald Koeman had introduced Wout Weghorst from the bench, and the impact was immediate. Weghorst flicked on a long ball to send Crescencio Somerville bearing in on goal. Somerville crossed perfectly to the back post, and Cody Gakpo hurled himself at the ball, heading it powerfully into the net. 1-0. Netherlands. Gakpo sank to the turf immediately after scoring, overcome with raw emotion. It had been a week of incredible personal difficulty for the Liverpool forward, and this goal seemed to release everything he had been carrying. With the clock ticking down, it genuinely looked like the Netherlands were heading into the round of 16. Morocco pushed forward desperately. Netherlands goalkeeper Verbruggen made another stunning point-blank save from Soufiane Rahimi in the 96th minute of extra time to preserve the lead. And then, with almost the very last attack of regulation time, everything changed. Substitute Kemsdijn Talbi sent a looping cross into the box. An unmarked Issa Diop met it with a clean header. Verbruggen had no chance whatsoever. 1-1, 91st minute. The Netherlands were devastated. Morocco were alive. 30 minutes of extra time produced one of the most tense, cagey periods of football this tournament has seen. Neither team could find a breakthrough. Morocco had 82% possession during one half of extra time, but still could not score. The Netherlands held on desperately, and after 120 exhausting minutes, the match went to penalties. Now let us walk through the shootout, because this was one of the most chaotic, dramatic, and memorable sequences of spot kicks in recent World Cup history. Morocco went first. Neil El Ainaoui, one of their most experienced players, stepped up. He leaned back in his run-up and smashed his kick off the crossbar. Morocco's first penalty gone. Netherlands went next. Justin Kluivert, brought on specifically for his penalty-taking ability, stepped forward. He struck his shot toward goal. It crashed off the post. Morocco miss. Netherlands miss. 0 goals from 2 kicks. Morocco's next taker, Kemsdijn Talbi, stepped up and scored to make it 1-0. Wout Weghorst equalized for the Netherlands to make it 1-1. Then came the moment that truly swung this entire shootout. Quinten Timber stepped forward for the Netherlands. He missed his kick completely, sending it wide. Netherlands trailing for the first time in the shootout. Morocco's Achraf Hakimi stepped up next, one of the most experienced penalty takers in world football. He struck the ball low and hard toward goal. It hit the post, crossbar, post, miss, post. This shootout was unlike anything most football fans had ever witnessed. With the shootout tied at 2 all after 4 rounds, Crescencio Somerville stepped up for the Netherlands. He had been suffering with cramp throughout the final stages of the match. Goalkeeper Yassine Bounou dived to his left and batted Somerville's effort away with his left hand. Ismael Saibari walked toward the penalty spot. If he scored, Morocco were through. He placed the ball carefully, took his run-up, and rolled a precise low shot into the bottom left corner as Verbruggen dived completely the wrong way. Saibari tore off his shirt and screamed into the night. His teammates mobbed him from every direction. Morocco were through. The Netherlands were eliminated. Let us put this result into its proper historical context. This was the 3rd consecutive time the Netherlands has been eliminated from the World Cup in a penalty shootout. The Netherlands had reached at least the round of 16 in 11 previous World Cup tournaments. That extraordinary record now ends here, in Monterrey against Morocco. Netherlands head coach Ronald Koeman resigned from his position within hours of the final whistle. For Morocco, this result is even more extraordinary when you understand the full picture. 4 years ago in Qatar, Morocco made history by becoming the first African nation ever to reach a World Cup semi-final. They did that by eliminating Spain on penalties in the round of 16. Tonight, they did exactly the same thing to the Netherlands. 2 consecutive tournaments, 2 giants eliminated, both times on penalties. Morocco are not a one-tournament surprise anymore. They are a genuine knockout stage superpower. Let us hear directly from Morocco's head coach after this remarkable result. After the final whistle, coach Mohamed Awabi delivered a message that perfectly captured his team's mentality. He said, "We need to be telling ourselves that nobody can stop us. Nobody is unbeatable." Simple words. From a team that keeps proving them true on the biggest stages in football. Morocco will now face co-hosts Canada in the round of 16 in Houston on July 4th. Canada, fresh from their own historic knockout stage win over South Africa. Morocco, riding the wave of back-to-back penalty shootout victories over European giants. That is a fixture with enormous potential on both sides. My take on this entire match: the Netherlands played well enough to win this game on multiple occasions. Verbruggen was outstanding throughout the entire match. Gakpo scored what should have been the decisive goal, but Morocco's belief, discipline, and sheer collective desire proved impossible to overcome. And in the end, when the penalties came, it was Morocco who held their nerve when it mattered most. Crossbar, post, miss, post, and one final perfectly placed kick from Ismael Saibari. Morocco are through, and the Atlas Lions are starting to look genuinely dangerous. That is the complete story of Morocco's stunning round of 32 victory over the Netherlands. The stoppage time equalizer, the goalkeeping masterclass, the most chaotic penalty shootout of the entire tournament. Drop a comment right now and tell me, where do you think Morocco can go from here? Subscribe to this channel for more World Cup knockout coverage, highlights, and breaking stories. This is your World Cup 2026 coverage, and we will see you in the next one.